Hi, welcome to the Cutter Rankings channel. Today is our last day with the Mono Normal team. I wanted to do this battle live, unfortunately my phone ran out of space and the quality of the video was really bad. So I'm commenting after the fact, however I just had this battle, so let's dive right into it. I'll be leading with my normal Spinda and Kecleon to get my trick room set up and for the fake out support from the Spinda. My opponent is leading with Groudon and Pidgeotto. Pidgeot, not Pidgeotto. Pidgeot is not a Pokemon I see really often. Its Mega is amazing though, it's really fast and it's got a lot of special attack. It also carries the ability No Guard, which means none of the attacks it uses can miss, but nothing that's gonna strike it can miss either. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Now I assumed he was going to be using Heat Wave because he's with Groudon there, of course brings out the sun that ups the power of fire type moves by 50%. I knew that my Kecleon would be able to survive it pretty fine, perhaps even Spinda. That's why I went for the fake out onto Groudon instead. However, my opponent went for a Hurricane. Kecleon has an insane amount of special defense on its own. I actually did not max it out at all. So now having the Trick Room up, I wanted to confuse both of my opponent's Pokemon so that Kecleon can start attacking. Of course he carries Foul Play, which I know will do a massive amount of damage to Groudon. My opponent's Pokemon are both confused. Luckily for me, the Groudon ends up attacking itself. Pidgeot, it also ends up attacking itself. So for me this was an amazing round and RNG really worked in my favor. So now I want to start working on getting Groudon out of there. So I'm gonna go for a Toxic and I'm also gonna go for the Foul Play. My opponent switches out Pidgeot, not wanting it to take any more unnecessary damage and brings in Ice Stable. Alright, so Foul Play does a massive amount of damage and the Toxic going onto Groudon means that it's not gonna survive that much longer, so I'm not too afraid of it anymore. However, Ice Table I know has a lot of normal defense, so I don't really want him to be hanging out for too long. I didn't bring any special attackers to this battle, so I knew my best way to get rid of it was gonna be to use Toxic. Now Ice Table starts bringing up its normal defense, which means it's gonna be a problem if it's able to throw the Toxic off. Groudon of course going down to another Foul Play there, taking the sun away, and Spinda getting the Toxic onto Ice Table. My opponent bringing in a lovely shiny Aegislash, and I wasn't too afraid of it, although it's a 50-50 for me. If I don't play my cards right it can take me out, but a Foul Play at the right time can really destroy it. Ice Table tucking in its head there, getting ready to attack with, I believe, Skull Bash it was using there. Yeah, confusion going onto Aegislash there. Looks like Ice Table cannot become confused, unfortunately for me. However, its attack stats aren't that high, I believe, so I wasn't too afraid of it. My biggest fear was that it was going to do something to get rid of the poison and then I would be in huge trouble. Now I need to preserve Kecleon as much as possible because I always want to get the Trick Room up. I'm going to bring out Lickilicky here simply because I know it's really bulky and it will be able to survive anything that comes its way. And it also carries a knockoff which I know will be able to help me against Aegislash. Aegislash hurts himself in confusion, very lucky for me. There's Skull Bash coming through, connecting with Lickilicky and not doing too much damage considering the move takes 2 turns to strike, and I'm able to get Trick Room back up. This changes Kecleon to a Psychic type, and I don't want Aegislash to be able to hit it with something like Shadow Sneak. So I'm gonna of course protect Kecleon here in the next round so that it can change its type back to normal because it has Protein. And then I want to go for a knockoff from Lickilicky's side so that I can start working through that substitute so that I can take Aegislash out. However, Aegislash is going to go for the King Shield and Lickilicky, whose attack stat is already not very high, is going to end up losing 1 stage attack there. Which really sucked for me, to be honest. So I need to do something to get Lickilicky's attack stat back up. It carries Power Up Punch. However, of course, he cannot strike Eggy Slash with Power Up Punch, but he can hit Ice Table. Eggy Slash going for a Shadow Sneak, perhaps having assumed that Kecleon is still the Psychic type. Luckily I protected and changed it to the normal type in a previous turn. My opponent probably just forgot, which is really unfortunate. I'm able to recover Kecleon here, bringing each HP almost back to full. Going for a knockoff here onto Eggy Slash to break the Substitute. As Eggy Slash is still in attack mode and it's really lacking defense. Ice Table taking a little bit of damage there due to the Toxic, and my opponent decides to switch Eggy Slash back out. I go for the foul play here. I didn't want to strike Eggy Slash because I thought he might be going for another King Shield, which is why I decided to attack Ice Table instead. Now, I probably did 2 damage to it using both of my Pokemon because its defensive stat is so high. Ice Table going for another recover, just trying to sustain. Its damage really isn't high and it's starting to take a lot of damage from the Toxic, so I'm not too worried about that. But I do want to get rid of the Pidgeot. However, I do also need to keep Kecleon healthy so that it can set up another Trick Room if I need to. I go for the Ice Punch. It really doesn't do as much damage as I thought it would. Pidgeot going for Hurricane, doing a decent amount of damage to Lickilicky. And Ice Table taking a massive amount of damage due to the Toxic. I'm going for another Ice Punch, really wanting to get Pidgeot out of there. And Pidgeot still survives. Avalanche connecting with Kecleon, really not doing a lot of damage at all, and I'm able to set the Trick Room back up so that I can outspeed the Pidgeot. I've decided to go for a Fire Punch here against the Pidgeot and a foul play, thinking that perhaps my opponent might want to switch out. However, he goes for the Protect to scout what my plan is. Perhaps he wanted to switch into Eggy Slash, but he wanted to make sure that it would be safe. However, once he saw that I'm carrying Fire Punch, I think he changed his mind. I'm able to recover Kecleon fully here, setting its Focus Sash back up. Ice Table recovering a little bit of his leftovers. Toxic doing an incredible amount of damage by now. Foul play going on to Pidgeot there to take it out. And another Fire Punch coming in from Lickilicky, doing probably 1 or 2 damage. Ice Table going for another Avalanche to take out Lickilicky. Now I've got Spinda in the back, which really won't be able to do much against Eggy Slash or against Ice Table for that matter, because it only carries Fake Out, Teeter Dance and Toxic. So I decided to bring in Ursaring instead. However, Ursaring only knows Ice Punch, Hammer Arm and Gunk Shot, and only Ice Punch will be able to connect with Eggy Slash. I'm gonna go for a foul play, doing a decent amount of damage considering that Eggy Slash is still in his defensive stance. He was carrying the weakness policy that raises its attack stat. Ice Punch going on to Eggy Slash, doing an alright amount of damage. Eggy Slash attacking Kecleon here, able to hang on due to the Focus Sash. And I'm gonna go for the Protect here on Kecleon and on Ursaring. I don't want him to knock out either one of my Pokemon, and I kind of assumed that my opponent would want to use King Shield here himself, which ends up being a turn of 3 protects. Now I know that I'm free to attack with both my Pokemon to end the game. My opponent going for a Shadow Sneak. Ursaring of course also a normal type. Even if my opponent went for any other attack, the outcome wouldn't have been any different. That's the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a tremendous amount of fun with this normal team. If you would ever like to battle any one of the teams that I use in these videos, please feel free to message me and we can set something up. If you enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, and if you'd like to see more videos from me, feel free to subscribe. Please stay safe and take good care of yourself. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!